Okay, this is the last video for your 11-8 notes. We're picking up where we left off on page 698 in your workbook. One thing I did notice as I was making this video is the directions here tell you that lines A and B are parallel, but I didn't label them in your notes. So these would be your lines A and B. And we want to find the value of x here in this expression. So they give us one actual angle measure, then they give us an expression for another angle, and then they just label the remaining angles 1 through 6. Again, there are many ways to get to the answer. I'm going to go through 2 of those ways. There are others. As long as you use the angle relationships appropriately, you would get the same answer as I do. So one way you can get to the answer is if you know that this angle here is 59 degrees, then that means the measure of angle 2 also has to be 59 degrees because they form vertical angles. Which means angle 3 would have to be 121 degrees because we have supplementary angles formed here. 59 plus 121 would give you the 180 degrees that you need. Or you can work backwards and subtract. 180 minus the 59 we already have leaves you with 121 degrees. Now that we know the measure of angle 3, this expression here for this angle, those are corresponding angles, which means that x plus 12 has to equal the measure of angle 3. So x plus 12 degrees has to equal 121 degrees. We can ignore those notations for now just to solve. Subtract 12 from 121. The value of x has to be 109. And don't forget to label your answers. The other approach that I took in here was I knew that the measure of angle 5 has to be 59 degrees because these angles here are alternate exterior angles, so they are congruent. And then I knew that this formed a supplementary angle. So the measure of angle 5, which we just said was 59 degrees, plus the angle that says x plus 12 degrees has to equal 180. Again, we can ignore these notations. This is just addition. So 59 plus x plus 12 is the same thing as x plus 71. Subtract it away to the other side, and we get x equals 109. Okay. Then I just had a note here. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there are many other ways to get to this angle measure. You may be able at this point to just make the connection. If this is 59 degrees and this angle does not form any relationship with the 59 degree angle as far as congruence, it's not corresponding, it's not vertical, then we can assume that it has to be supplementary. So 59 degrees plus x plus 12 degrees has to be 180. So it kind of takes you to the second approach here, this line, but without skipping that first step of getting to setting up that equation. Notice there's quite a bit of solving equations with this lesson, and that's probably the bigger takeaway since that is a very important algebra skill. So that wraps up Lesson 11-8. If you have any other questions, these videos don't seem to help you, make sure you email me for more guidance.